Hi, welcome to my channel. I want to talk today about thrillers and mysteries. So there are a number of popular thriller and mystery writers that I've never read from. I was thinking about this the other day because someone mentioned one in a video I was watching, and like, oh, I really need to read them. Sounds like something I would like. And lo and behold, I had one on my shelves from that author, and yeah, I haven't even gotten to it yet. So I want to go down a list of writers that I put on my little trusty notebook and talk about some of these authors. I have books of theirs on my shelves. Some of them I don't, that I can get from the library pretty easily, and just kind of talk about them and see, have you read any of these authors? I know I've heard a number of these strictly from BookTube, and when I talk about popularity, I am talking about hearing them on BookTube, maybe seeing them on Goodreads. I did do a Google search about the most popular mystery thriller writers and didn't find really helpful lists or anything. Some of the authors that they had listed, I didn't even know wouldn't consider mystery and thriller. So we're going to go with ones that I would consider mystery thriller, perhaps a little into the horror realm. And I'm going to probably focus on the ones that are on my bookshelf because I am in a book buying ban. Yes, I am. I'm gonna post an update soon. I promise. So the first one is Gillian Flynn. She is, or is it Gillian? Gillian? I think it's Gillian. She is known for, of course, Gone Girl. I have not read the book, haven't seen the movie. There's also Sharp Objects, which I have not read or seen the movie, though I'm kind of interested in the adaptation of it. I don't know if I would get into the book too. But I do have Dark Places on my shelves, and this was actually a coworker recommended this to me during the Halloween season. Libby Day was 7 when her mother and 2 sisters were murdered in the Satan sacrifice of Kankakee, Kansas. She survived and famously testified that her 15-year-old brother Ben was the killer. 25 years later, the Kill Club, a secret society obsessed with notorious crimes, locates Libby and pumps her for details. They hope to discover proof that may free Ben. Libby hopes to turn a profit off her tragic history. She'll reconnect with the players from that night and report her findings to the club for a fee. As Libby's search takes her from shabby Missouri strip clubs to abandoned Oklahoma tourist towns, the unimaginable truth emerges, and Libby finds herself right back where she started, on the run from a killer. I did start reading this at one point and liked the writing, so I am interested in getting to this one eventually. Another one is Louise Penny, who I've heard so many people talk about, and she writes the Chief Inspector Gamache series. I'll put the first one up here. I think it's called Still Life. And I want to read this. I'm just a little nervous to commit to a series, which I don't have to commit, but in my mind, it's kind of a barrier because the series is already, 18, 19, 20 books long. But I've heard a lot of people really love it. So that's kind of on my list as well. Another one is Grady Hendrix. He's kind of known for the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, How to Sell a Haunted House, and then this one is the Final Girls Support Group. I have heard him compared to Riley Sager, who I have enjoyed some of Riley Sager's books. I haven't read all of them. I liked what was it? Lock Every Door, or Don't Lock Every Door. I think it was called Lock Every Door. From Riley Sager. I have heard that it's maybe not a fair comparison between the two. I have no idea because, like I said, I have not read Grady Hendrix. I think I would start with the Final Girl Support Group. That one is of most interest to me. I think I also am interested in How to Sell a Haunted House. This is kind of a new kind of thing that I've realized about my reading, is that I do enjoy books where the setting, or like a house or an island, play a part or kind of like a character in the book. So it seems like it might be in How to Sell a Haunted House. That might be kind of right up my alley. Another one that I've heard some folks talk about on BookTube is T.M. Logan. He's known for The Holiday, 29 Seconds, and then I have one called The Curfew. This I saw on Jen Campbell's BookTube channel. This was kind of one of her favorites of T.M. Logan, which I just thought of. I need to add in on my list Nikki French, who is Jen Campbell's favorite mystery series, and I do have some similar reading taste to Jen. But yeah, so this is The Curfew. This is Andy and Laura are good parents. They tell their son Connor that he can go out with his friends to celebrate completing his exams, but he must be home by midnight. When Connor misses his curfew, it sets off a series of events that will change the lives of 5 families forever. So that one sounds really good. So the next one that, and actually the one that kind of spurred this list in the first place, was Taryn Fisher. She wrote The Wrong Family and also The Wives. And I recently saw Chloe at Always Booked review this, and it sounded really interesting. I'm like, oh yeah, I have that on my shelves. This is about a polygamist who one of, I think it's like his 4th wife or something, starts to question things and their secrets and kind of the history of the other wives. So it sounds really good. I'm always up for a good cult drama. So this is pretty high on my to be read pile. Let's see which other ones. So Mary Kopika, she is known for The Local Woman Missing and Just the Nicest Couple, and I have this one on my shelves, The Other Misses. This is hard to do with a cat in my lap, isn't it? So Sadie and Will Faust have only just moved their family from bustling Chicago to small town Maine when their neighbor Morgan Baines is found dead in her home. The murder rocks their tiny coastal island, but no one is more shaken than Sadie. But it's not just Morgan's death that has Sadie on edge. It's the eerie and decrepit old home they inherited. It's Will's disturbed teenage niece, Imogene, with her threatening presence, and it's the troubled past that continues to wear at the seams of their family. I don't really want to read more than that, but I've heard really good things about Mary Kopeka, so this is definitely, I know, my to be read pile is pretty high. Another one that I've heard more recently, I think she's just started publishing, or I might be wrong about that, is Stacey Willingham. She has All the Dangerous Things, Only If You're Lucky, and then I just got from Book of the Month sometime this year, A Flicker in the Dark. I got this because I've heard so many people really enjoy her writing, and I've heard kind of the most praise for this one. And this one is about Chloe Davis. When she was 12, 6 teenage girls went missing in her small Louisiana town. By the end of the summer, her own father had confessed to the crimes. And I think it's like 20 years later, Chloe's a psychologist, and she's back in town, and girls start going missing again, and they're trying to determine if it's a copycat. So that, I mean, psychologist, potential serial killer. Yeah, that's kind of what I definitely like in the mystery thriller genre, for sure. A couple others that I'm very interested in, and this one might be a little bit more horror-ish, is Sylvia Moreno Garcia. She wrote The Daughter of Dr. Moreau, and then this one I have is Mexican Gothic. This is after receiving a frantic letter from her newlywed cousin, Nomi Taboda, heads to High Place, a distant house in the Mexican countryside, unsure what she will find. Nomi is an unlikely rescuer. She's a glamorous debutante, more suited to cocktail parties than amateur sleuthing. But she's also tough, smart, and not afraid. Not of her cousin's new English husband, a stranger who is both menacing and alluring. Not of his father, the ancient patriarch, who seems fascinated by Nomi, and not even of the house itself, which begins to invade Nomi's dreams with visions of blood and doom. And then her only ally in this hospitable place is the family's youngest son. Again, kind of what I was talking about, having the house or a setting be kind of part of a main character type in a book is, you know, one of my favorites, and especially in kind of a Gothic type, and especially in a Gothic type book is right there for me. Heather Gutenkopf, I have heard of her, obviously. I actually have one of her backlists that I got many years ago. This is published in 2009. This is The Weight of Silence, and I've never read it. Never read Heather Gutenkopf. She's more recently written The Overnight Guest and This Is How I Lied. But this even has a Borders sticker, which we haven't had a Borders near where I live for a long time. So this one, it happens quietly one August morning as dawn's shimmering light drenches the humid Iowa air. 2 families awaken to find their little girls have gone missing in the night. And then a 7-year-old suffers from selective mutism brought on by tragedy that pulled her deep into silence as a toddler. Her mom tried to be the best mother she could. And then the mom denies that the husband could be involved in the possible abductions. The little girl's best friend is her soulmate and her voice, but neither girl has been heard of since their disappearance disappearance was discovered. Desperate to find his child, Martin Gregory, one of the fathers, is forced to confront a side of himself he did not know existed beneath his intellectual professorial demeanor. So family secrets, kind of, yeah, that should be interesting. And then another one that I've heard of, and again, it seems that this author has houses or some kind of building or institution that play a key role in this story, and that is Tananarive Due, which I think she kind of writes more thriller on the horror side. But the two that I've heard the most about is The Good House and The Reformatory. I'm really curious about The Reformatory. I'm afraid it's going to freak me out. Because there's like a fine line between what I can read and what will freak me out. But I was picking up this is an anthology of stories, Atlanta Noir, and Tananarive Due has a story in this short story collection that's edited by Tayari Jones. So I think I'm going to try Tananarive Due's story in this book and kind of see if it freaks me out, if it's too much. But yeah, so that's kind of my list of thriller writers, popular thriller mystery writers that I want to get to, and obviously I'm going to prioritize the ones that are on my shelves already, but I can also get the other ones from the library because they are so popular. Have you read any of these authors? Do you think that I would like them? Do you think some of them may be too much for me? Let me know in the comments below, and I appreciate you being here. If you would like to support my channel, you can hit the like and subscribe button and the notification to let you know when I post a new video, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.